Yes, hello everyone. Welcome back to another AAA meeting. I am your host, Sinatra Says. As usual, with me is my co-host, Polydub.
Yeah, hello.
Hello, sir. How are you?
I'm doing well, and you?
Oh, not too bad. I got the message like 45 minutes ago that Drunkle wasn't doing a show, so I'm like, okay, well, I'll put one together real quick.
Hold
So
on,
hopefully...
hold on. I saw that, and I was like, okay, all right, well, did you play the other side of the record, I guess? Let's dance.
Yeah, might as well. This is just the AA meeting. What's funny though is that was supposed to be the original title before G hopped on, was the AA meeting, alcohol and ammunition, when it was just me and Drunkle. But I love the title, the AA meeting. So we're like, oh, this is the AAA meeting, which means AAA, which is better.
So Gassy came on, and it was alcohol, apparitions, and ammo?
Yes, it was alcohol, apparitions, and ammo. And then I'm
Nice.
like, I love this title. I don't want to change it. So it's just alcohol and ammo because you personify both things. So it works out.
Nice. I thought it was like, and you reminded me of an ampersand somehow, and oh.
No, you are not ampersand shaped, nor do you have the personality of what I would assume an ampersand would have.
No personality in and of itself, just leads into other things.
Yeah, no, you are an actual human being. Ampersand is just the embodiment of improv. And then
I am not a human being, sir.
you're human being personality shaped otter.
There you go.
That makes sense.
I will not encourage your otter erasure.
It does not make any sense, but here we are. Oh boy.
Everyone's declaring erasure, you know that thing. Bi erasure, LGBT erasure.
I will say
boy erasure.
I will say bi erasure is a real thing.
I think it is, actually. Yeah. Of all of the things I hear about, that's the one that yeah, that's a thing.
Yeah, that's the one where I go, yeah, you know what? I actually see that out in the world. I see this happening to people.
Yeah.
Like, it happened to Miss Sin not too long ago. Because Miss Sin is actually bisexual. She's been in long-term relationships with women. Like, not just gets drunk and likes to kiss girls. She's actually bisexual. And someone was like, well, why did you go straight? You're not bi, you're with a man. She was like, what? What?
From their understanding, bisexual means that you have to be promiscuous across both sexes your whole life?
Apparently, bi just means you're a slut.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
But the mere existence of bisexual is a knock on the fact that pansexuality exists.
Yeah.
Because bi is attracted to both genders, but pansexual is attracted to all of them?
Yeah, I've never quite gotten pansexual, but I legitimately never got demi-boy or demi-girl either.
No, that's one of those made-up things.
Yeah. And as
it used to be called tomboy.
Right. Absolutely. And it used to be. And non-binary, well, y'all got erasure coming, or should. Saying?
Is Drunkle's new squeeze a what? What? Is Drunkle's new squeeze a bi-broad? Huh?
Is Mrs. Prawn bi, is what I took from that.
Oh, I don't know. Not talking about Miss Prawn. And Drunkle's not out fighting pans. So, I mean, no. Anyway, how you doing, buddy? What's going on?
Well, good enough. I got home just like, 10 minutes ago or whatever it was. And here I am. And I was like, all right, Drunkle show. Oh, wait. No. All right, Sinatra. Cool. Let's do this.
Yeah, I got them. I have had a hell of a weekend. And I'll tell you guys the whole story here in a minute. But I got the message 20 minutes before 5. So I'm like, oh shit. And I'm literally in the middle of recording a video with Miss Sin for the second channel. And I didn't have time to upload it. I didn't have time to do anything. I just was like, okay, we're going to wrap this up. I'm going to go and throw a show together. So I just ran out of the house, ran to the studio. Because usually when it's somebody else's show, I could walk into the studio a half hour before we start and be good. Now, I don't know what the consensus is behind what it takes to put one of these together. But show prep for me, I gather the articles because we do normally Fridays we're here. I gather the articles throughout the week. So it takes me a good, probably cumulatively 4 hours to get everything put together. Because I'll read an article, I'll skim it, go through it, stick it to the side, put it in my little folder, etc. And then time to put the news together, make sure that there's some kind of flow to it. It's not just disjoint at the end of the news. Like the first few articles, I'm doing some real behind the scenes stuff here. But the first few articles can be disjointed, funny, haha, interesting, whatever. But I want the last bit of news to flow and make sense. So that takes some time to kind of adjust and put together. So overall, it takes a few hours to set up for one show. And that doesn't count anything, making donations, getting everything ready in Discord, setting up OBS, setting up the chat, and that doesn't count any of that. But yeah, when I get hit with this 45 minutes before we're supposed to go live, I go, oh shit. Okay, we're going to put something together. And now here we are. But yes, I have had a hell of a week, and it's looking like last week, and it's looking like it's going to continue into this week, because last week I had a major malfunction in the studio. One of my bottle shelves started bowing in the middle, and I saw it and I was like, oh, that's not good. So I took everything off of it completely. I had to run to Home Depot and get a rack that I could put the stuff on, and it didn't fit where the shelf was, so I had to rearrange the entire studio just so I could put this rack up. But the shelf is structurally now okay, because all it has on it right now is Sega games, not scores of alcohol bottles.
Nice.
So it's okay with the Sega games. I just can't put any actual weight on it.
When you took the bottles off, did the bow disappear?
It didn't. You can still tell it's warped. Like if I would have left it there, it would have broke. But with the Sega games and the PlayStation games, it's a little bit better. But you can kind of tell. I just didn't trust it, honestly.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's, the whole Spicyuusy channel, at least half of it is sitting on a shelf. I'm like, uh-oh. So I quickly ran up to Home Depot. I got one of those metal racks. You know what I'm talking about?
I do.
Like the wire racks. I'm like, this is perfect. It says it holds up to 4,000 pounds. So hopefully it's going to be okay. It's nowhere near that much. So I had to rearrange my entire studio in a couple of days. And sitting over here, I have like 4 cases of stuff that I have to take to the house at some point this week. But now I have to help my brother emergency move, which will be super fun. So it's a fun week in the Sin household. That was a lot quicker than I thought it'd be. I'm going to take a drink of my drink on that one. Coffee.
Your luck isn't that hard. Quit you whining. You're able to tell the whole story in like 2 minutes. What?
Well, I skipped over most of the detail, but it doesn't matter. But yeah, the studio as of right now, structurally fine. I just have to take stuff home, and hopefully I'll have time to do that tomorrow or Wednesday. Gonna suck to lose $500 worth of bourbon because the shelf gave out. It was my shelf with like my schnapps and my Fernet Branca and that kind of stuff on it. So it wasn't my my good bourbon shelf. That's the stuff up behind the bar, the background. That's where the bourbon is. The rest of it is like the mixers, the what do you call the aperitifs, those kind of things. What the hell are they called?
Aperitif, Philistine.
The cordials. It was that shelf. It was the cordial shelf. Sin needs shelf help. Oh, Sin needs stiff drinks is what Sin needs. But I do have on top of all of the new donations down below, I put one lower. I think Mailman made it and sent it in. It is at $9.66 or 9mm. It's pretty good. You got anything new you want to show? Oh, Polly, did I tell you what I did? Did I tell you? I think I mentioned it.
It sounds like you did, and I don't remember. Now I feel bad. What were you talking about?
I made a donation riffing off of your manliest donation ever.
Ah, the big 500.
Yeah, but mine's
the opening
not
to the Gentlemen's Club.
Mine's not at 500.
Uh-huh.
It's at 499.
You undercut me, you son of a bitch.
Because it's not the manliest donation ever. It's just a wonderful play on it. I think you will genuinely enjoy it. And it does count to the McKinley Club if anyone's curious. It does count. We have oh, there they are. I have 4 packages left after fixing Mailman's just another guy's. He should have gotten his today if you're out there. And Monica has hers set to the side waiting to send that one off. So we have 4 left, but 1 single premium comma package left. If you want to get in on that. In the next couple of days, I need to buckle down after all this shit. I wanted to do this at the beginning of the month. That was the plan the whole time. And then the beginning of the month came, and I had to drop everything and take care of 40
It's all yours. Beam cannon fire!
I'll replay that one real quick.
Oh, shit.
Uh-oh. What? Loading? Hello?
No, nothing. Don't worry about it.
No, me not loading. Uh-oh. There we go.
It's all yours. Beam cannon fire!
That's dope. I like it a lot. Mailman, Teehee, glad you liked it. I did like it. That's pretty good. Pinky said, do you need a new song yet? I do not, because we currently have sitting in the tank 2 new Pinky Salmon songs, and the one she sent me... Oops. I will say the one song Pinky sent me is one of my favorite songs to ever exist.
Like big drums.
Speaking of favorites, Rotten Corpse, thank you for the $10. I don't remember you telling any of them my joke. Sin wants to keep his channel, man. It's one thing when it happens on Noir Bar, but yeah.
Which kind of goes perfectly into what Bookworm... hold on, let me finish one statement, then we'll get to the other.
All right.
The new Pinky Salmon song that she sent me over the weekend is my favorite big band song ever. And she parodied it. It's phenomenal. Bookworm said, I just noticed Sin's channel is demonetized. Is that something new? No. This channel has never been monetized. I applied for monetization a couple of days ago, but they hit me with reused content. But that is something you can appeal rather quickly. So hopefully I'll hear back from that in the affirmative. But we'll see. It all depends.
What does that mean? Reused content?
It means that this content that's showing up here has shown up on other channels, which was the Sinatra Screams channel.
Right. Oh, okay.
So hopefully when I say that I just moved channels, I'm over here now, I had to send in like a minute-long video showing that I create my own stuff. So hopefully that'll get straightened out. Rotten Corpse for the 10. When drinking, I've been avoiding Wild Turkey and Grey Goose. I don't want my night to run afoul.
I love it. I love it.
Oh, that's good. That's very good. So how was your noir bar? I was in the chat for a little bit of it. I could not stick around.
It was good. It was. We did what? 4.5 hours, I think it was.
Wow.
Yeah, it was Far's back on Australian soil, so she was there for the whole run. Sam was there. It was fun. We went over cooking disasters, and we found 2 things that we could not identify. And I'm still trying to figure out what that black pot of sludge was. I haven't found out yet.
Blood pudding. Could it be?
What?
He said what?
What?
Could it have been blood pudding, sir?
No. Best bet, alien symbiote.
That's a pretty solid bet.
Well, it's the only thing I could make sense of from what I was seeing. And then, of course, did you see the BDSM turkey on Twitter?
I did not.
It's a turkey that looks like it's in a black PVC BDSM suit. It's the blackest, shiniest turkey you've ever seen. I have no idea how they managed that.
Oh, wow. They got Lizzo.
Holy
wow.
Shit.
That's just the skin is burned on that.
Isn't that amazing?
It looks like you could peel it off like one of those protective wraps that come on electronics.
Man, it's so shiny. It makes no sense at all.
Yeah, no, that's spray paint. I'll bet you that's spray paint.
You think so?
What else could it be?
I don't know. Somebody made a good guess. They said they kept basing it with something that was that had a fair amount of sugar in it, and they just kept going. And then they walked away from a turkey, and they came back, and that's a hard, crusty candy coating. I'm like, that's as good as anything as I can think of.
Yeah.
Because it really does look like it's got a fine layer of lacquer on it.
It also looks like there's a bunch of here. I'll just pull it up instead of us yammering about it. I want to just pull it up. I go boop, click that there, click that here, click that there, click that there. Bang up, share to you. Wrong screen. We are totally together. This is why this one is called a well put together show, guys. I don't know. It looks like spray paint.
I know it does, but you can see the cracks in the skin and the bird showing through underneath.
What if it's like that Flex Seal?
That's what somebody in chat suggested. I think it's been Flex sealed.
But look at all the dots. What are the dots?
I think that it's just the turkey skin. You know, when you pluck a bird, it's got points on its skin where the feathers were.
Platypus in the chat said Flex Seal. Yeah, it doesn't look burnt.
Okay, so this is we went over a bunch of cooking fails on Noir Bar on Friday night into the early wee hours, and if you want to be frightened, this isn't the worst thing we found.
What is?
You'd have to go watch. You know what worries me?
That's a good show.
You know what worries me is that you see how like it's all the right side of the pan. You see that one bone sticking out of its wing, or leg rather. I think it's shrunk off the bone. I think that this is like a shrunken head turkey, where it's like 1/2 the size it was when it went in the oven. I think that's how long they fucking cooked that damn thing.
I could see that. That's a good segue. I went to an adult store the other day because I'm looking for new sexy science theater movies. And hold on, let me pull this up. I won't be able to show this on stream, of course, but I got one here called A Week and a Half in the Life of a Prostitute, and Slant Eye for the White Guy. But I got to take a picture of this DVD cover to show Polly. just so you guys can get his reaction to it, because holy jumping fucking shitballs. I saw this immediately, was like, well, this needs to be a movie that we cover because it is ridiculously, obnoxiously racist right on the cover.
Nice.
So tell me when you see that.
See, Mr. Pickman says, looks like a person in a black suit. That's why it's been dubbed BDSM Turkey.
All right, it should be in your Discord DMs.
Okay. Let me take a look here.
It's bad.
Why the watermelon? Was that really necessary?
I don't know if the watermelon is necessary, but the 70s pimp suit wearing white guys with blackface and afros is what got me.
Yeah, he's going full Justin Trudeau here.
Oh yeah, no, that is just 100% pure actual blackface, red lips, blackface.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to cover it. This looks like a whole train wreck. Apparently Ron Jeremy's in it. Like this just looks fantastic. The turkey is charcoal. This turkey looks like it could be kindling.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good point. All the juice that escaped. Yeah. Look at that. That thing is just 1/4 dust.
You know what I mean? Like, and this isn't like the Clark Griswold Christmas turkey that I have for the donation, where like you cut into it and it just opens up from National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. I don't think so. I think that that has become solid charcoal. That if you cut into it, it would like break in half like a charcoal block.
But you can see little bits that aren't charcoal.
Yeah, but those are on the outer port. It really bothers me how pulled away from the bone it is. That's where I get the theory that it shrunk. But the thing that I can't accept, my rational mind will not allow me to be okay with, is it's so shiny.
It is very... I wonder if they like Pam'd it up before they took this picture.
There's still one that isn't confused by this picture. How did you manage this?
We must track down who posted this. And
it's like Far said, if you
them.
produce something like this from your oven, you need to just like, okay, take it out, throw it away. You not only need to no longer cook, you need to shut your oven off and throw a moving blanket over your oven and put it away. Like, you can't be trusted anywhere near it anymore.
Yeah.
That's it. You're done.
You should be legally not allowed to cook.
Like a restraining order. Literally, legally not allowed to have a restraining order against any kitchen appliance that requires the application of heat.
Yeah, you're not even allowed to toast stuff. You are takeout from here on in.
I love how it's kind of like laying on its side, it fell over to die, it's
it gave up after death. That's exactly.
And that's the kind of fun we have on Noir Bar.
Yeah, if you have a link, throw it in the chat so people can go check it out after the show.
Fair enough. Oh, speaking of links, you asked if I had anything new going on. I do. I have there's a new donation at $10.75 if anybody is so interested and feeling generous.
Fantastic. I hope to see it. And guys, we're going to get into the news here because it is about that time. So if I could ask everybody to please just give a little caress, a gentle little to the like button. Share it out on your social media. We are trying to grow this channel. This is the new one. We did pass 1,500 subs last week, which is amazing considering this channel is barely a month old. I'm forever grateful for everyone who has followed us over here. It's been a lot of moving. We went from the main to the screams, but now we are here, and this is where we will be staying for the recent future. And if you feel so inclined, please support the hosts who showed up today. Both links listed down below. New donations annotated with a question mark. Let me just put the 966 down as knocked off. Boop. All right. That one is annotated. It looks like the next one up From there is going to be the 2727, which, if I remember correctly, is a fantastic one. Well, let's get into some schnews, guys. A Texas homeowner turns tables on burglar who shot his dog, who leaves him yelling for help. El Paso, Texas police are investigating a home invasion and a shooting that occurred in El Paso. 3 times in the first bit. Nice.
Yeah.
Police
quality
say
writing. They work from home on a laptop, sitting down.
Police say Bruce Wayne Murphy. Dude's name is Bruce Wayne.
No. That's the guy who did the shooting or the attempted robbing?
He did the shooting.
So a guy named Bruce Wayne is acting out as the spirit of vengeance IRL? Really? This is
he did a robbing. Bruce Wayne broke into a home on Howard Street at around 9 a.m. on Thursday, where 3 individuals and a dog were present. Murphy allegedly fired a weapon inside the house, resulting in the injury of a dog. The Irish Batman. In response, the other Irish man, Sean Patrick, a 37-year-old resident of the home, retrieved his handgun, returned fire at Murphy. Shortly after, Murphy was discovered at the intersection at approximately 10 a.m. shouting for help. The dog's condition was unknown. So he just shot him and kicked him out of the house. Yeah, I could see that.
Well done,
good on him.
Invader. Well done.
He literally pulled the 966 or the 45. But yeah, he shot him and let him just drag himself out to the intersection and bleed out for an hour. The guy escaped. That's no fun. He was shot laying in the street for an hour. That's pretty good.
Did Sean Patrick O'Hanashi, did he not call the cops or anything? He just shot the guy and tossed him out and then went back to what he was doing before?
It looks like it. That's what it seems like.
Fuck, the Irish are cold, man.
Yeah, they are. No shit. Yeah. He was discovered at 10 a.m. shouting for help.
He was discovered. All right.
I do like how they worded that. He was discovered.
Yeah. Somebody's out walking their dog and it's like, look, we got a bleeding Irishman here. I mean, it's not uncommon to see a passed out Irishman bleeding in the street, but this guy apparently is from a bullet wound, not alcohol.
That's why nobody helped him up. They thought, they just saw a redhead laying on the floor like, oh, he's just sleeping it off.
Mm-hmm.
So as somebody who does have a system that can play old games, this shit drives me up a fucking wall. Look at these goddamn prices. Silent Hill, the first one, $220.
Is this like factory sealed or something?
No.
Explain this to me. I don't understand this at all.
It's just hipsters ruining things that people like.
How much are those SNES games going for over there?
They're probably not too far off from this. Shadow Tower, $225. Castlevania, $250. Metal Gear Solid, $60. X-Men Mutant Academy, $50. Twisted Metal 4, $45.
Okay. Is this hipsters pushing it up? Or is this just the desire for physical media? Or is it the hipster desire for physical media?
I think it's the hipster desire to have old stuff.
Yeah.
Because I have a PlayStation that plays PlayStation games. Yeah, Doom in a clearly resealed package. It's not... If anybody remembers getting PlayStation games, this is not PlayStation packaging. That shit was tight. $450. Gundam, $350. Jedi Master of the something, $400. Whoever posted this, Daka, city-dwelling bugmen are single-handedly making game collecting for actual fans nearly impossible. Yeah. That's exactly it.
Fuck. There's a gold mine if you know your way around Goodwills and thrifting stores in general. Fucking hell.
Oh yeah. I try my best to hit a Goodwill like once a week. Because you just never know what you're going to find.
I seriously considered to become a Vaseline glass hunter.
Somebody posted a china cabinet full of uranium glass.
Yeah,
that shit is...
Same thing.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. Well, it's just two different names for the same thing. Uranium glass, Vaseline glass, yeah.
That shit is... That's cool. That's very cool.
Fucking right it is.
I think all you need to do to look for that is to have a UV light, if I remember correctly.
Yeah, UV pen light to be able to pick it out. Yeah.
That's pretty cool. I saw Tidy Whities at Goodwill once. Yikes.
Don't buy those. Jesus.
Yeah. Yeah, don't do that. Don't do that. All right, let's keep it moving. So, this is an interesting one. Who was at fault here? Okay? We're going to play this out and let me know what you think. Because I know exactly who I think is at fault. Blackout. I once heard from an old Army guy there are only two branches of the military, the Army and the Navy. The Air Force is a desk job and the Marines are a cult. Marines are the only military to be told by PETA to stop drinking Cobra blood. Cobra blood, it's true. And I hope they told PETA to go fuck themselves. Who's going to tell a Marine to stop drinking Cobra blood? Let me know how that goes. Thank you, Blackout, for the 1992. Much appreciated, sir. All right, tell me what you think is going on here. So a dog limps out into the intersection. This guy stops for the dog. This fat dummy. Like, what do you even do? What are you even supposed to do there? Some fat dude just did a somersault on the hood of your car.
What the... I don't know. It's like the windshield kind of broke his butt fall. He should be fine.
This is 100% the fault of the mopeder, right? We all have to agree on that. Put on flashers. The way I look at it is this car didn't screech to a stop. There was definitely time, like you see him stopping. This dude is way far behind. This car didn't hit him. This biker didn't hit him. I feel like, to me, that looks like a stoplight stop.
No, mopeder's fault. That's my call.
Look at
100%. He had more than enough time to stop or go to the right or left if he wanted, because there's no car that comes on from the oncoming, or excuse me, it's a one-way. So yeah, he had all the time in the world to pull off to either side. He was not fucking watching. What were you looking at?
Yeah, what could he be looking at?
Were you looking at the sky?
He didn't even try to slow down, and he did move. He moved into the lane.
Yeah,
look, he didn't even attempt to slow down. Now, if we could just look frame by frame, impact, and just his.
Look at that face. Look at that.
He's just mushing his stupid face.
Like I said, it's clearly 100% his. I mean, I hope he's okay, obviously, but he does have a helmet on and all. But good lord, man, what were you looking at?
Look, just watch that. Watch.
Oh no!
Still, his face has not moved.
Yeah, he's his neck. Oh man.
Oh, his face has not moved at all. And Look, the entire time the helmet stays in the same spot. Helmet does not move at all.
Kira's just like, ouch. Yeah.
Look, this looks like a dance. His fat ass just goes right through the windshield.
He's sort of moving around. You know what I mean? So it's, I don't.
What would you do if you got out of the car and some fat guy just came through your windshield?
I am willing to bet the people inside the car were a whole bunch of what the hell just happened. Because the guy comes up at a relatively fast speed, it seems, and they probably weren't expecting it. I mean, it's not like they came to some kind of sudden screeching stop where they would expect impacts. You know what I mean?
Right.
I think that they probably thought he fell out of the sky and landed in their windshield. You know what I mean?
Are you going to make this a donation now, the moped headstand? I might. I might. We got
okay, dumbass. Divine Petulant says.
Yeah. We got to unlock some of the new ones first, but yeah, this is definitely donation candidate. That's dumb ways to die. Like, I would be like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Somebody in the chat said, could it be an ambulance chase or donkey punch? That's not a bad shout. Because we've seen that before. People who intentionally like fall in front of cars just to make it look like they got hit by the car.
He does. That's what I don't get. He changes lanes. Like, see, he changes lanes to get into a spot where he can hit this vehicle and then does.
But, okay, let's say he's not an ambulance chaser. What is he doing?
Look how close he is to cutting in front of that white car. What are you looking at all? Did you not see the fucking white car that you just cut off to run into the back of another vehicle that you could have totally avoided if you wanted to?
I wonder if he's just not paying attention. Like, but what could he be looking at? Yeah, he doesn't even try to slow down.
He's staring at his Apple Watch?
Insurance fraud. That's a pretty bold and daring move for insurance fraud. You might paralyze yourself, but you might get $50 in a check. Huh. I didn't realize we'd spend so much time on that. Former UK Health Secretary Matt Hancock wanted to frighten the pants off of everybody into complying with the ever-changing lockdown rules. So here's a leaked text message. Sounds like Sadiq is lining up to being Burnham. We don't have a British to English translator here today. We frighten the pants off everyone with the new strain. Just in case anybody had any compunction about this, it's literally never not been about control. From the time this started, once the original panic kind of wore off, it's just 100% been about control. We need to frighten everyone with the new strain, but the complication with that Brexit is taking the top line. What is that? Another $1 in the conspiracy theorists were right jar? That shit is overflowing pretty quickly. California bill to lower the penalties for sexual relations with minor heads to desk of Newsom.
Heads to, like, he's not going to sign it. Jeez, they say that like in anticipation. He's going to sign it.
Drunkle is late and should be limes. Drunkle is not late. He is just not here today, but we can make him lines for Friday. You guys know the rules. So yeah, the bill would remove requirement for offenders to register as a sex offender after committing certain sex acts with minors within a 10-year age difference.
Like, are we talking about a 15-year-old and a 17-year-old or, whatever?
I don't know. It could be 10 and 20. It could be 18 and 8, apparently.
That's the part that worries me the most. Is that
Oh, well,
really
here's-
no sex registry? Really?
Bill SB 145 applies to cases where the victim is between the ages of 14 and 17. So from 24 to 27, anything's above board. But here's where I think the point of it is. The sex acts are oral and anal sex.
So just to be clear, a 24-year-old buggers a 14-year-old in the butt, and that's no longer a crime worthy of being on the sex registry and lowers the actual criminality of it.
Yes.
14 and 24.
This sounds like it's specifically geared toward one demographic.
What is this, the get Kevin Spacey off kind of bill? Double entendre there.
I don't know. This just seems like it's really, really for one specific.
Doesn't it, though? Doesn't it?
One specific bit of people. I'm not saying who. I'm just saying that the like ratio is terrible.
Well,
we have over 200 people watching and
that.
less than 100 likes. Yeah, guys, smash that like button. Share it out. Hit up the hosts, the people who decided to show up slabs. And, fuck. There we go. Can I just not scroll to the top? What is happening? Oh my God, I cannot scroll to the top. Anyway, the article is U-Haul literally ran out of trucks from people moving out of California.
This is not the first time I heard this. It was U-Haul ran out of some. Now they're out of nothing. Like even the small little camper looking ones with the space over top of the cab. Yeah, they're gone too. Even the little vans are gone. People were taking convoys of vans to get out of there.
I wonder if that has anything to do with the fact that they just made it legal for gay rape on kids.
Yeah, it's like, we're out of here. Why? My daughter just turned 14 and I ain't having this.
Yeah, I have a 16 and a 15-year-old. I'm not trusting these people.
It's like, we need some justice. It's like, well, the prosecutors tell you, we prosecuted them to the fullest extent of the law. They got community service. Yeah, what did I just say?
Yeah, that is the fullest extent of the law. We just yelled at him a little bit. Now, don't get caught next time. But here's also some wonderful Californian stuff. I don't know what to call it. It's just stuff.
And I also agree with everything that Larry just said. I think the solution is to decommoditize housing as best as possible through a series of different programs. Rent control was something that was...
Pause it for a second. What?
Commoditize.
Decommoditize. That's what I thought he said.
So the solution to homelessness is actually just a physical lack of housing.
You can't infer that. He made up a word. You don't know what he meant.
He did make up a word that's true, but let's listen, see if he can...
But he could have meant anything by that. I'm aware of decommodify.
Nope, stop talking, go to jail. Nope.
Oh, I forgot to make the right to jail. Don't know. California trying to normalize and legalize pedophilia. I'm shocked. Well, not that shocked. I can't wait for all the people leaving Cali to infect the rest of the country with their broken brain, frankly, evil ideas. Yeah, that's the thing, is like... Okay, so let's look at this micro and macro. So micro is people leaving California, moving to Texas and Florida and voting for the same policies that made them want to leave California. But you see that on the macro level with people, leaving Mexico in millions and millions and millions of people in a wave, voting for the same policies here that destroyed Mexico. How about you leave your shitty ideas and shitty policies in the shithole you came from? If you're going someplace new, leave the bad ideas in the bad place.
Let's just take a look at Hassan here for a second. Okay. Let's ask questions of the Twitch streamer who literally gets paid just to have hot takes. Well, he wears his custom tailor-made suit that costs more than every article of clothing I have combined.
And probably more than most actual affordable housing.
Right? With his fucking a high-end designer custom frame glasses that he has on. Talking about making up words, mind you, to talk about removing houses as commodities. So fuck how much money you put in, and in terms of equity and whatnot, into the home that you own, or the home that the homeowner has, or the value that the homeowner has that's renting to you. I mean, a piece of property. Do you want to decommoditize your multi-million-dollar mansion in Malibu? You fuck.
Not that one. You don't decommoditize that. If you want to make the argument that there is a lack of affordable housing, yeah, okay. Rent, you're paying rent in California. It's all not affordable housing. Even the shittiest shithole is $4,000 a month. But that is an argument worth having, a lack of affordable housing, a lack of drug treatment, that kind of stuff. That is all an argument worth having. But listen to what he says.
Put forward, and unfortunately, private interests were so powerful that BlackRock, for example, spent, I believe, upwards of $14 million or $75 million in just lobbying and marketing efforts to make sure that rent control that did not happen in the state of California. They're not in California. They just own a bunch of houses. There are 100,000 empty homes in the San Francisco metro area alone. And there are, 59,000 homeless people? It doesn't seem like, I know what the solution to this problem is. I think we all know what the solution to the problem is. And yet, we can't grasp our mind. We can't just.
What is it?
Yeah.
Say it.
What's the solution?
Giving homeless people houses. It sounds ridiculous.
Yeah, no, you can't just do that. You cannot just give people empty houses.
I can't believe they've got Larry Elder sitting next to this guy. Like, Larry Elder, smart man, experienced man who understands economics, doesn't make up words. Sitting next to a fucking biker. This is just no.
Yeah, just give them a house. Because, those houses don't have owners. Those houses don't have people who own them. Rent control is a completely different conversation than just giving people houses.
You want real talk, like real talk, Hassan? We all know what the solution is. We're all aware of what the solution is. Yeah, Hassan, we are, and it has nothing to do with your commie pinko bullshit. You're completely hypocritical commie pinko bullshit, because you are perfectly happy with the value of your house, and you don't want a bunch of homeless people camping out on your wildly large driveway for your 4 fucking car garage for all of your fucking high-end cars that nobody could afford, that probably should be redistributed for the homeless people. Oh no, not your property, just everybody else's, right? But what is the actual fucking solution, real talk? If you removed, or at least greatly ameliorated, drug addiction, mostly opiate, fentanyl-based drug addiction, and actually address the mental health of the homeless population, which is massive.
Dude,
schizophrenia, left, right, and center, bipolar people. That's why they're homeless. They can't get their shit together for very obvious, real serious reasons. And then drugs as well. Effectuate those two things, your homeless population would drop by like 2/3. You know that. I know that. Why don't you talk about that? Because it won't help you promote your pinko bullshit.
If you're having that conversation about mental health and drug addiction, you have to at least be open to the idea of bringing back asylums. Keep them heavily regulated. Make sure that there is no abuse happening in them. But you need to have that conversation of reopening rehabilitation asylums.
Yeah,
some of these people
not hellhole asylums that are deep pits people don't emerge from. Nobody wants that.
Yeah, not electroshock therapy asylums.
Right. No ice pick lobotomies. Like, no, that's not what we mean. We mean actual mental health. Because prison is not a place for the mentally ill.
No,
that's where they end up because there's no asylums.
And not only that, but there are some people out there who have real, actual debilitating mental health issues. It just is what it is. It's like Polly said, schizophrenics, debilitating mental health issues. that should not be inflicted on society. This is a conversation you need to have, honestly.
And then before that, like the one that, Pinko Hassan and all of his hypocritical bullshit is not going to be for. If you want to effectuate a cut into the opioid trade immediately, most importantly, fentanyl, the border, the fucking border, the border.
Oh, the border where they found like 1,000 pounds in the past month?
That one. Yeah, that's the exact one I was mentioning. How'd you know?
Because I don't think it's coming from Canada.
Like, I'm laughing, but it's not funny. Seriously.
No, it's not. This is terrible, and I hate it.
They're poisoning the American population left, right, and center. And it results in a lot of homelessness because when you're strung out as fuck on opiates and all you can do is look forward to your next opiate hit because it's a super powerful addiction, yeah, homelessness ends up being a result.
Consume opiate, then get excited for next opiate.
I admit it. Housing and the prices of housing are through the fucking roof.
Oh, it is
California. I understand, but
it's insane here.
Yeah, if you want to, he keeps referring to the homeless population. Well, the amount of people that need homes or that are living on the streets, rather, and the prices of homes, yeah, they're connected. But if you cut the population of the homeless by a large amount, that relieves a large part of the issue and the housing crunch and the skyrocketing housing prices. And plus, you don't have people that are homeless. Well, largely, they're homeless because of drug addiction and mental health issues. And he's not talking about it. It's like talking about all the gun deaths and not addressing mental health, like in terms of self-yeeting. Because I don't want to say the word because new channel and all. But really, it's over half of the gun deaths in America. People constantly talking about gun control, and it's like, it's a mental health thing, and you never bring it up.
But there are empty houses and people dying in the streets. What's more important? Making sure that the property values are as high as possible, or making sure that our fellow Americans, young children who are going to college right now, trying to better themselves and trying to build a better future for America, living in their cars, living on the streets. What's more important?
Rent control and policies like that create a disincentive on the part of contractors to build houses.
Well, or you could just actually... You could actually address the issue why California prices are $4,500 for a 2-bedroom apartment.
Yeah. You know what's that was like a 10-second lesson in how argumentation works on a psychological level.
In
you
the
got
chat,
Son Piker going moral, emotion, What's more important? Children living on the street.
Love it.
Steve Dave, thank you for the $10. If you want, if I wanted a self-heater, it would be this concentration Zen blaster. Well, yeah, it would fucking do it. It's a pretty fail-safe measure.
Yeah, you just be pulp.
And again, $10.75 new donation.
Yeah, guys, hit the new one and some of my new ones and support the hosts.
Besides from this that showed up.
Yeah.
Besides from the self-shill, Hassan, emotion. Do you care about kids, or do you care about the money that's flowing over to BlackRock and whatnot? BlackRock's a separate conversation. Stop trying to link it in. Larry Elder, very smart man, says rent controls of the sort that you're suggesting create a disincentive for home builders, construction companies to build new homes. Yeah, it does, because there's only so much money they can pull out of them. It can function at a net loss. Why would we build homes with the cost of construction, the cost of materials, and the cost of labor, and everything is inflated right now? Why would we build new houses when we can only charge something that is at or beneath the given going price for houses?
Consistent money on. In the chat, a good point. I want to get this real quick before it rolls away. Getting people off the streets and healthy contribute to taxes and the economy. That's another good point. Right now, they are just taking from the system. They are not contributing anything. There's no taxes on the fentanyl they buy. Oh, God.
Right. I just want to finish up the thought, but who sounds like the more powerful person in the argument? Hassan. Why? Emotion sways more than reason.
It does.
And we can have the conversation all day, the normative one. It shouldn't be that way. It ought not to be that way. People ought to, okay, well, stop that. Stop thinking that way, because it's not going to ever end up that way. The facts and logic, facts don't care about your feelings. Shapiro's famous for saying that. Yeah, well, listen to the way Shapiro argues. He brings through a strong emotionality when he presents his facts and logic. You're stupid for thinking otherwise than this. You're a fool. You're living in a dream world. That creates a strong emotional response when he lays out what the facts are. Larry Elder, as bright of a man as he is, as much as I support him, as much as I wish he had destroyed Newsom, he speaks softly and speaks reasonably. He should be the guy you're listening to. But it's not the way it works, because it's not powerfully emotionally swaying.
Exactly.
Go watch any debate on YouTube. The person standing atop moral mountain and pointing their fucking moralizing finger at the other person saying, you're not as good as I am, they tend to seem to win.
And moreover, from any of that, Hassan will not put his money where his mouth is. I don't see him buying up these things and renting them out on rent-controlled prices. I don't see him doing any of that.
Or do you think he puts his money towards lobbying organizations for rent control? Or do you think he just shows up on shows like this wearing clothes and glasses that cost more than everything I fucking own? Arguing pinko, 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 because it's on brand for him to do so. This guy's in a marketing effort, not an economic argument.
Exactly.
Thank you, Akira, for the $10. California is also trying to kick Walgreens out too, because they refuse to sell abortion pills in some Republican states. They sell them in California, but Cali wants everywhere to be California. Eat California. Is that true about Walgreens? I didn't know.
Yeah, I was saving that one for Friday, because that's something we could really sink our teeth into. But
all right, we'll save it for them. But that's Akira. Fucking hell, I didn't know that.
Yeah, that's
alcohol, liquor, booze.
See, Thomas, thank you for the $2. We should be too harsh on Hassan Piker. His head is literally very tiny. Thus, he was born with a 70 IQ. It is quite tiny.
It is.
He should stop building muscles. It just makes it look worse.
So that's California. That's California looking horrible. Which honestly does not take too much effort. It doesn't. California's a shit pit anyway. 2727. Next. Hello, computer? God, fuck off. A DeSantis immigration bill would nullify illegal border crossers, say illegal aliens, out of state IDs. So if you have obtained a state ID while not being an American citizen, a bill he is introducing would nullify all of those IDs. That's pretty good. If you want to be a citizen here, do it properly. Don't just come over the border, get a state ID in California or Oregon. You actually become a citizen. You cannot have all of the benefits of being an American and put nothing back into the system. Well, they pay taxes on purchases. And?
Yeah, and take a look at the taxes you pay every tax season and tell me that connects to the sales tax that you pay.
Oh.
Like connects in terms of like comparatively.
It is zeros of differences.
Really? All I would have to pay? So you're fine with me no longer paying state and federal income tax? I can just pay into the system through sales tax? You'd be okay with that? Because now I'm paying for, like they always say, the roads. Who do you think paid for the roads and the bridges? Tax money from actual tax-paying citizens, and it didn't come from sales tax, bro.
And in the chat here, my wife has to go through proper channels, shouldn't everybody? My family immigrated from Poland. It took them years, and they all became citizens. Well, FAR should just come walk up through Mexico.
That's what I told her. I said, take the South American plan. And she's like, I'd kind of rather not do it illegally.
Well, you're not going to get caught. If you have fentanyl, they'll actually just let you go.
Yeah, that's the secret. Pack some fentanyl in your pockets.
Yeah, have a bunch of illegal drugs, a gang affiliation, and fentanyl, and they'll send you right to like Portland. And then from Portland, you can go anywhere you want. They'll let you pick where you go. They'll put you on a plane. They'll put you on a bus, and they'll ship you.
As long as it's a blue state, you can pick anywhere you want to go.
Yeah, you could go straight to fucking Seattle. You know, the place that people dream of living. You just come up, just walk across the border, swim a little swim across the Rio Grande. They'll put you up in a 5-star, give you a free plane ticket, and you're on your way. You go right to New York. You want to live in Vermont? There you go. U.S. senators introduced bipartisan legislation to lift trade embargo on Cuba. I mean, we literally destroyed Cuba with our embargo, but they are communist. We're communist. I am torn on this one.
How so?
Because the reason why I think, now it's the same reason we denied Cuban refugees, because they are coming from communism and they are virulently anti-communist. So we denied the refugees' ability to come here, but now they want to lift the trade embargo. How would that affect Cuba? Would they still continue to be the communistic shithole they are, or would the anti-communist revolutionaries who are there, would they actually do a revolution? It's not like we're worried about the Cuban army coming over. So I'm not sure what the embargo is for. I feel like we're just enabling the leadership there.
Okay, dumping money into the system would be a further enablement. It would be more enabling than keeping the embargo in place. Because if you dump a whole, let me ask you this: the trade embargo, the Iran nuclear deal, right, that the Obama administration effectuated, dumped literally billions of embargo withheld dollars from them, shipped with pallets upon pallets upon pallets of currency. Remember, in the middle of the night, nobody talked about it. That completely no connection whatsoever to the release of a bunch of American hostages that were going on at the time. So different things. They weren't buying hostages at all.
Right.
Yeah. And allowed them to self-regulate the development of their own atomic power plants. That's smart, real smart move. But the point is, you have a regime that's been there in power for fucking decades that is brutally crushing its own fucking people under the fucking dust, as you can see right now. What did dumping a whole bunch of money into that state do? It empowered the leaders of that state. It just made them more powerful to be able to buy more small arms and expand their army to crush more people underneath their tyranny. That's exactly what would happen in Cuba. Is it suddenly going to become a Western liberal democracy simply because you've given a bunch of money to a communist government that has no interest in going anywhere? No.
'Tis a good point, sir. 'Tis a good point. But I think it's funny. I'm pretty sure I have it as a donation. The "do not come." Kamala Harris saying it is that they just don't want him here because the people fleeing Cuba are anti-communist. That's all it is.
If you were to open up immigration with Cuba, you would get what happened in the early 1980s, the basis of Brian De Palma's Scarface film. The first thing that they would do is empty out their prisons and insane asylums and dump them. Here, take all these. Immigration is open from Cuba to the United States. It would no longer be anti-communist escaping because I need to get out of this communist hellhole.
Liquor, booze.
South Florida would find itself immediately awash in all of the persona non grata and people that the Cuban system does not want and does no longer want to take care of.
Yeah.
Wouldn't you? Oh, here's this big stupid America. We've got a whole bunch of fucking malcontents, political dissidents, insane people, drug addicted people, gay people because they hate them there. Yeah, it's imprisonable to be gay there. And let's just put them on. Here, take these people if you're so fucking open to you're poor, you're tired, you're huddled masses. There you go.
Yeah, the thing that's not policy.
Yeah. The thing that's just basically a poem that Jim Acosta somehow thinks is state policy. You fucking moron.
They're ridiculous.
Thank you, C. Thomas, for the $2. The trade embargo of Cuba at this point is just over luxuries ever since we've made exceptions for food and medical supplies. Yeah, I hear you. You're not wrong. I don't understand why people celebrate the. I mean, cigars and the famous Cuban cigars became fine. Sugarcane became fine, and it's like over luxuries. Yeah, I don't want to see a lift of the embargo unilaterally with nothing else held in place because it's just money flowing to that government.
Yeah, that's a
And
good point.
that is not going to change anything there. You can exert economic and diplomatic pressure where if you want to, what are you getting for it? U.S. senators. They say, oh, U.S. senators push for this. Okay.
Because they
What are
want to
you
make
getting?
Cuba the 51st.
Well, you guys are pushing this. Okay. You're all a bunch of smart deal makers and supposedly really bright politicians, or you'd like us to think so. Fine. What are you getting for it? What concessions? The dismantlement of your government? The increase of rights for the Cuban people? No, nothing. It's just we're just going to lift the embargoes. Really? And get nothing on the other side? Brilliant.
No, it's a one-way deal as usual, and we're going to get into more one-way deals here in a little bit. A blackout sitting really low on HP. If anyone wants to take that stream, boss, it is right there. Let's go to the next bit here. Another thing I'm pretty torn on. 23 face domestic terrorism charges after arrest in Cop City. Protests at Atlanta police training site. So have you heard about this?
Not at all. No.
So the quick and dirty of it is in part of Atlanta, they're making a giant cop training area. It's a pretty decent chunk of land, if anyone knows the exact size of it. But it's basically military training for the police.
Freedom.
Excuse me, C. Thomas, thank you for the $1. For the record, I'm not making an argument for lifting the embargo. Fair enough. Fair enough. I get your point.
Hey, Scribs. They're
Right. How's it going?
they're planning a giant cop training ground for more militarized police. And the
How do
people
you expect police to be able to know how to use rocket launchers and, actual military technology unless you stake out a piece of property for them to blow things up with?
and people in the area are not really happy with it. Mostly because they don't want that shit in their city. And they have been protesting it. 35 people were detained Sunday, 2 arrests made from Georgia. And
Akira, thank you for the $3. There was once a time when America didn't give all of her precious natural and man-made resources to our enemies. I wasn't alive then, but I wish I was. Yeah, now we just give it to our supposed allies in the form of billions and billions and billions of dollars. I don't want to talk about Ukraine. I'm just going to get mad. I'm sorry. Police zone for practicing with their armored ATVs and whatnot.
yeah, I think they even called it propagate militarized policing is like the official terminology being pushed around regarding this.
The
So
word
35
militarized is actually in there?
Yeah.
They're not even fucking hiding it, huh?
23 face domestic terrorism charges because they set they went old school on this one. They set the construction equipment on fire. They went old school. And one of the people charged was an attorney. Look at that. They torched that shit. That looks like a huge chunk of land too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you know what? Honestly, I don't blame them. I wouldn't want this shit in my city. With how cops have been lately, how many articles have we had here?
Don't do that.
Looney Lenny, thank you. Don't. How many articles have we had here on the show of cops just overstepping their bounds and facing no repercussions. None.
More than I care to remember.
I think Friday, last time we had a show, it was a cop who just took some dude and face planted him because he moved his shoulder.
Yeah.
So we're just going to give these people more bigger guns for them to abuse the populace? No. And we're at the point now to where protesting something like this does absolutely nothing. I think that, how do I word this without getting put on another list? I think that these kind of tactics are being used because the people are being ignored, saying that they don't want this in their city. Sure, it is Antifa and those likes doing this, but because it's Atlanta, you think that there wouldn't be protests if this was happening in a red state, considering how virulently politically charged cops have been?
Yeah.
Like, all you're going to do is give these people more power to abuse citizens who, smile weird during a ticket before they get beaten up, or the cop who tried to pepper spray the guy for filming him. No, guys, I don't know how much more clear we need to make it. These cops are not friends. If a cop is talking to you, he's trying to get information.
Oh, Sam's here. Hey, Sam.
Mainly city police, county sheriffs, but sheriff is not a police. Sheriff is a sheriff.
And voted upon.
Yeah. Those people actually have accountability. They have to hold themselves accountable every election cycle. Police do not.
And it's not really the cops that are going to faceplant you that you need to be worried about the militarized thing. It's the constant push towards the greatest threat that America is facing is far right-wing militia groups.
Yep.
It's not far left-wing city burners. No. That's not who this weaponry or these pieces of weaponry and those tactics are going to be employed against. It's oh, fuck it, I'll just say it. This is some Ruby Ridge shit.
Oh, yeah. No, this is just Ruby Ridge, not from the big government.
I hate bringing that up because it makes me sound like a crazy fucking person, you know what I mean? But it's that's where it's going to be used. It won't be used against city burners. They're fighting a good fight. They're exercising their First Amendment rights of freedom of assembly or whatever the fuck.
No, fuck that. You need to bring up Ruby Ridge. I do it often. You need to bring up Waco. I do it often because we are coming of an age where people don't remember Waco. People don't remember Ruby Ridge. We covered this Friday. I think this is one, I think I was on my own for this one, so you wouldn't have seen it, but we covered this Friday to where they held a memorial on the anniversary of Waco because officers got shot. Not a memorial for the women and children that they burnt alive in the compound. People don't remember this shit, dude.
For the officers that got shot when you stormed a fucking compound of a legitimate lunatic, but the ATF and company approached it like it was a military operation and there were, enemy soldiers holed up within. What? You're a law enforcement agency. What the fuck? Just talking about, let's not go down the Waco rabbit hole. Holy fuck. It's not like I don't agree with you. You couldn't have handled that worse. And Janet Reno, the one who approved it, how the fuck was she not brought up on investigatory charges? I mean,
I would just like to point out the 3283 or the 3284, both prime ATF memes as donations. But yeah, no, people just seem to forget about this. So I 100% am okay with bringing it up at every possible turn where it could be appropriate.
It's important to remember when it comes to Ruby Ridge, right? All of the shit.
Let me see if I can find the tweet while you talk.
Sure. All of the tech that they brought in, all of the manpower that they brought in, the tactical approach they brought in, the FBI's hostage rescue team, the HRT, so FBI super SWAT, right? And what was the end result of that for all of this? Remember, what had Randy Weaver done? Sawed the barrels off some shotguns. And
there's not even proof of that either.
in my opinion, entrapped into doing it. There wasn't even real evidence that he wasn't entrapped. Like, that was an argument. So he didn't show up for trial because he didn't. Oh, okay, so this is somebody who has a bench warrant out for his arrest because he didn't show up for trial.
Don't do that.
And you brought the full power of military exercises down on this guy. And after it all played out, what was the result? Randy Weaver wasn't charged. His wife was dead. His dog was dead. His son was dead. And he won a lawsuit against the state. So wait a minute. In every way that could be, you were in the wrong, and his wife, dog, and son are dead? How is that not a watershed moment for insane over-exercise of police authority?
Well, have you
For fuck's sake.
Have you heard the study about ATF agents?
Did the majority of their wives have boyfriends?
Yeah, the 3283.
Yeah, I did. It explained a lot. They're angry people.
People gathered at the Waco Memorial at ATF headquarters in D.C. and in Texas for the solemn anniversary of the events in Waco 30 years ago, where 4 ATF special agents were killed in their attempt to serve warrants. They're beating their ass in the comment section. My comment, of course, I had to put it there. Yeah, they're beating their ass. They are beating their ass in this comment section. No, that wasn't C. Thomas. Looney Lenny for 2. I have heard of Waco before, but didn't know anything about it. Never heard of Ruby Ridge before. I saw a video about it. I'm 25, by the way. Yeah, people don't know.
Actually, Sin, that couldn't go more towards your point. And it's fine that you don't know. That's fine. It's not like it's promoted. Like January 6th, 6. Do you know what I mean? Like,
absolutely.
It doesn't have, so you haven't heard of it or what have you. Yeah, you'd have to go find individual documentaries on YouTube, seek it out. I bet you there's not a lot of them on Netflix. You know what I mean? It's just not promoted as one of those watershed moments, because why would they want it to be? It would erode state power. And I don't mean state power like authority. I mean like militarized, let's come down on like citizens unbelievably.
Stop talking, go to jail.
Most sheriffs have better shit to do than harass you. They get to do most shit people join the force to do. Yeah, some of them are dicks, but local PD just write tickets. So they harass and abuse people 99.9% of times. LEOs are not friends. No, I have a friend who's a cop. He's a good dude, but I'm not talking to him about any cop shit.
See, Thomas,
Akira is spot on. Thanks.
Thank you, C. Thomas, for $3. When it comes to the police training facility, just being honest and just turn those waggies into a low-level National Guard and enforce a standard. Or just no. Remember when I said the police, it's like they want to be soldiers, but they want the war to last from 9 to 5?
Mm-hmm. Looney Lenny in the chat
if you want to be a soldier, go be a fucking soldier.
Real quick, Hikira, thank you. I appreciate it. Looney Lenny says the Oklahoma City bombing. Yeah, there was a huge bombing, and McVeigh cited Waco as part of it. It's a big story, but no, you are spot on. They want the war to last 9 to 5. That's exactly what it is.
At 75.
They've seen too many cop movies.
Yeah, well, if you want to be a superhero and get all the Batman utility belt equipment plus a whole bunch of military stuff and be above the law, and you're a tiny dick loser that's really sick of hearing about your wife's boyfriend, yeah, you might sign up to be able to physically impose yourself upon random people and get away with it.
Yeah.
Just saying. Hypothetically,
to pepper spray with immunity and to slam people on their face and all that. All restrained, too. Get 5-year buddy.
That video you showed of the cop going, it's empty. You're lucky.
It's a universe protecting both of us. Oh, boy. Let's keep it moving. We have another one. Train crashes in Clark County. 4th Norfolk Southern train derailment in 5 months. In Ohio. 4th one in 5 months. Tanker trucks, which means everything on there is perfectly safe. They're tankering water around.
No, they're not.
Well, they said there's no hazmat worries on this one, but people within 1,000 feet of it need a shelter in place. It's very suspect, very suspect. We have video of it, though. And the specific town was Springfield. I like how people are just recording trains now because chances are you're going to catch one derailing.
Yeah, it's going to do a turnover. I hate watching train derailments, but it's hard to watch.
Like right there,
fuck.
I would be throwing my fucking truck in reverse. Look at that.
It's gonna take him forever to clean that up. He said there's hazmat stuff.
We're probably not supposed to be here. Get some more pictures.
Imagine seeing that on your way to work. I would just go home.
Yeah.
I would just turn around and go home. Like, I don't need more of a sign than a train going off the rails in front of me, blocking my path.
I'd be perfectly happy to call into campus and say there was a train derailment. Yeah, and I'm not saying anything more than that. You should know. I'm not coming in. I
believe in omens. Goodbye.
Yeah. I was like, well, you don't know that there was anything on that train. Would you believe them if they told you there wasn't?
No, absolutely not.
Something happened to my video.
Oh my gosh.
Look at that crazy shit. Coal hoppers.
I know.
Look at that. But, you know, ray of sunshine. The seafood now has 50% more eyes.
Yes.
Phil texted
But
me.
don't name Little Blinky.
That was the name of my first fish, was Blinky.
Really?
Phil texted me Saturday night, and he said, he's like, "Are you a mutant yet? What's going on over there?" And I'm like, "I have no idea, man. I'm good so far." But here's another interesting thing. This is out of West Virginia, Maryland. What is that called? The DMV area. Apparently there was just white shit on cars.
That's not pollen? Like pollen builds up absolutely like that right around this time of year.
It's usually not till
Alcohol, liquor, booze.
Usually not till it's a little bit warmer out. We're still in the 20s over here. It's supposed to snow. That's not.
But you're in the middle of
far.
fucking nowhere, man. You need to keep that in mind. Other places, it's spring, bro.
That's not super far.
We're about to reset the clocks, man. It's springtime. Dude, move out of the sticks.
Oh, what up, Sushi Joe?
See, Thomas, thank you for the $2. I suppose it would be better than watching your lake freighter snap in half like a dry twig while you're on board. Did that happen?
What?
A lake freighter snap in half like a dry twig?
I didn't see that. Wouldn't surprise me.
You want to look into it.
I don't know. It could be pollen, but that doesn't look like pollen.
We got Gamer Valine explaining what DMV means. Back me up on the pollen thing, Valine.
That doesn't look like pollen. I know what pollen looks like. We get that too, but that doesn't look like pollen.
I'm talking a thin layer of dusting of all the things. Yeah, no, that looks like pollen. Yellowish like that? Yes. Yes, sir.
Maybe, but still.
Are these newcomers to the area? I've never seen this before.
That doesn't look like pollen. Akira said that looks like cocaine. That looks like a fine powder, not pollen. Pollen is sticky-ish. I don't know. It's just interesting. It's just interesting. Just like this. Fauci promoted the drafting of the proximal origins to disprove the COVID lab leak theory, because of course he did. Is anybody even remotely shocked that Fauci is trying to disprove the COVID lab leak theory, considering Fauci personally stumped for the funding of the lab where it leaked from?
Yeah, no, I'm not remotely surprised.
It looks like powdered jizz. Sushi Joe, what's going on, buddy? Long-time Stacker Club member. I think you were first 3. But bombshell emails show Fauci commissioned a February 2020 paper disproving the COVID lab leak theory from a Wuhan lab, weeks before pretending the study had nothing to do with him at the White House. What? I don't know how people are still bending over backwards for this dude.
Why wouldn't you want to defend the former highest paid federal official? What?
Doesn't he have enough money? That's my question. Is he coming out with another book or something? He retired. I think, what would you call it? A DC firing?
Yeah, right.
He retired, but now he's like, oh, well, I need a little bit more. I need a little bit more money.
He's saying things, nobody believes it anymore. You're actually, it's like certain actors are box office poison. To have them in the movie is worse than just having a no name in the movie, in terms of damaging. That's him. He's policy poison.
Yeah. All right, I'll do one more show before we get into the titular stuff. We have 220 watching, 120 likes, guys. Smash that like button. Share it out on your social media, please. If you feel so inclined, please consider hitting up the Streamlabs. We have a fuck ton of great donations. You're going to be wanting to eye up to 1776 here in a minute. Do I have any other good conspiracy-esque donations? The 1776 is probably the one to look at. And please make sure to support Polly as well. And let's a 1075 for his new one. And my next new one would be the 2727 and 2732 up there. But let's keep moving. Holy moly. Only 30% of Democrats now want Biden to seek re-election, according to an AP poll. 37% said that they would
that stellar leadership he's shown? My God.
I know. 37% said that they would vote for Biden again. 58% said that they would rather vote for somebody else, and the rest abstaining. That's insane. He dropped.
If you're Biden, you have to keep pushing the idea that you're going to be reelected, especially with numbers like this. Can you imagine saying you're not being reelected when everyone doesn't want you there in the first fucking place? You become powerless,
It dropped from 52% to 37%. From 45 to 23. That's damn near a 30-point drop in 4 months.
They've been laughing since I can remember, but they're not gonna laugh anymore. Oh
no! Alcohol, liquor, booze.
When I say the host who showed up, I mean me too, damn it. That is amazing. That is phenomenal.
They're not going to laugh anymore, damn it. Festonia, thank you for the 1075. 1075 for the new Don't Know You Say. Serving it up hot and fresh. Love you guys. No homo. Thank you, Festonia. Greatly appreciate it. NC Thomas, thank you for the $2. The chief Fauciist himself writing debunking of the lab leak. Well, he made bank? Nah, it never happened. That's just some alt-far dissident new right-wing myth.
Yeah, it's racisms. You're committing a racism against the science.
I was so worried for Max. He'll be fine. He's just reached a point of frustration is all.
Dong that monetization line, Sanute. What? Huh? Okay. A new report ties Biden regime to funding international fund for public interest media to censor and silence alternative media. Is anybody shocked by this? That Biden is funding international efforts to silence alternative media. Oh, writing that monetization. I'm not monetized here, so anything I make doing this is from anybody who wants to donate. It's all you guys. Like I used to say, I'm the shitty version of PBS. So we're taking the money and funding international efforts to silence alternative media.
Yeah, it's
$30 million in funding.
It'd be surprising if it wasn't so constant and consistent. So therefore, the opposite of surprising. What would that be? Expected? Predictable?
Predicted.
Mm.
More entertaining than PBS? Aw, thank you. Not only that, but the State Department is granting funds to help Israeli protest groups. So,
why? Because Netanyahu just won again?
That's the only reason I could think of, is because Netanyahu is still in charge.
Yeah, I'm trying to wrap my head around this. Why?
We got more to do, but I'm telling you, the Biden economic plan is working because of you all.
Nice. Fucking hell.
Just replay that one more time.
We got more to do, but I'm telling you, the Biden economic plan is working because of you all.
Fustonia, I didn't forget you, Sin. Unlocking another donut tonight. By the way, you guys did a great job, even though this is impromptu, less than an hour's notice. And no, PBS is the shitty version of you guys. That's a goddamn fact. Thank you, Fustonia. I appreciate it. And yeah, I think this is not too bad with such short notice to have to put this together.
Not at all. It's fucking amazing.
What should I call that? The plan is working. The economic plan.
Yeah.
The Biden economic plan.
The Biden economic plan with broad support of the American people.
They've been laughing since I can remember, but they're not gonna laugh anymore.
It's ridiculously good.
Kira, thank you for the 1075. This is your best work yet, Sanoot. I like how your brain connects things in this way. Yeah, we all love Sanoot's creativity when it comes to donations.
You know, okay, real quick, before we get into that, have you gone any farther on the idea we had for the thing?
I have. It got delayed and slowed, but yes, I have gone further. Yes.
Well, no rush.
I just
on
got
the
busy
final...
with some other stuff and things. But yeah, it's not like I forgot. No, it's totally still in the works.
No rush on the final outcome of it, because my end of it is also barely taking shape as of now. But I am excited to announce it to the people, because that is an incredibly good idea.
Yeah, sure. We can. Absolutely.
You want to do it right now?
Fuck yeah. The whole show is extemporaneous. There's a big $2 word, and impromptu. And there's a non-English word. That was for you, Sam. So, yeah.
What was it? Commoditizing?
Commoditize. Yeah. Fucking Piker can make up words. I can sure as hell use obscure ones.
So Polly, all jokes aside, the dono idea for the Golden Otter card came from it was either a very late or very early conversation with Polly. And we started kicking the idea back and forth of doing a comma package way back when. I jumped on it. I did one. I'm putting the next one together. I have one more premium to go, and then you get the next one, which is going to be the fizz glass, et cetera, et cetera. But for Polly's,
they've been laughing since I can remember, but they're not gonna laugh anymore.
Steve Dave, thank you for the 1075. But I like Polly's donation, Sin, especially this one. Take that, Max. Let's call him a stupid kid.
Has Polly's donation package become sentient? Well, why don't you tell them what you're doing?
Okay, so here's the thing. I wanted to put together donation packs for Golden Otter Club members because it's just a good idea. Something for those who support it in a really big way, because they deserve it, goddammit. And since it is a Golden Otter Club with the special Golden Otter Pokerman card, Sin and myself, and it was actually a late conversation, concocted the idea of, excuse me, well, congested here today. Interesting. I also am chest congested today, but I'm here.
Huh. Yeah.
Anyway, just off topic there. Decided to put together what? Our own cards. That's right. So going out in the packages will be our own one of a kind, collectible, individualized Pokerman cards. So the Golden Otter card, the Noir Otter card. Sin, have you decided on the particular makeup of your cards and their power levels and whatnot?
Yeah, I have. I'm roughly figuring it out, but I'm leaning into a because my comma is the Vegeta Royal Blue thing, so I'm gonna have a Royal Blue Eve.
Okay.
So you can collect the Golden Otter and the Royal Blue Eve like custom made Pokemon cards. That's
the only kind
cool.
of NFT that's actually worth a damn, Sam says.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. And the idea was to get other creators in on this and have like a collectible thing. The term used was cross promotion incentivization.
Yep.
But we have two solid ones laid out, an actual Golden Otter card and a Evolved Eve card.
Yeah.
Like how that's a dope fucking idea.
And they're going to come in two forms because if you want the card for collectible cards, like, yeah, that's just fun. But then in sticker form, because some people just want to put it on their laptop or whatever, because why not?
Yeah. That is brilliant. I think that's a really good idea.
Yeah.
Yeah, Pinky.
Absolutely. And that's the idea. From one thing to evolve to the next, and we got the template is up and underway, and now we just need to plug in the particulars of it. And no, they're not going to be half-assed. They're going to look really good. And
yeah,
I thought the strong idea was because it's like, yeah, some people are going to want the card. They're like, I don't want a sticker. I want the card. And then other people go, what am I going to do with just the card? That's not my thing. Well, then you get the sticker. That sort of thing. Works out both fucking ways. Hell yes.
And do you know what else is going in it yet, or is that just the big idea you've kind of hammered out?
I haven't decided on shot glass or coffee mug because I am both addicted to coffee and an alcoholic. So I don't know what the audience wants. See, I could go either way. I should poll the members of the Golden Otter Club and the Gentlemen's Club. They're the ones who are going to be getting the shit.
Yeah. And
it's going to be one or the other, drinkware, because fuck, who doesn't love some fucking drinkware?
Exactly.
It's functional. It works. You can use it. People that give merch, like, I don't know. I have seen some seriously half-ass merch on Patreon where it's like, why are you offering this to people? Nobody wants this. Yeah. So anyway.
A glass coffee cup that looked like a tumbler with a handle. That sounds hot. 'Cause in my first package that was out of stock for ever and a half. Everyone who got the last package didn't get it if they just got the last one. We did the double tall shot glass, the double glass with frosted glass and the Sinatra Says Comma logo printed on the glass. And on the next one, we did an old-fashioned rocks glass. So the one after that, we're going to do a highball fizz glass. That's going to be the next one. Obviously, custom Comma Club, Stacker Club logo on it. But
yeah, when I was saying shot glass, that's the exact kind I just don't think of shot glasses as being of another kind. The double tall, long cylinder, big heavy glass bottom ones.
Yeah, that's
because a shot isn't 1 ounce; it's like 2.5. What the hell have you been drinking? Like,
it's shitty bars, like those cowboy inch tall glasses. But yeah, so the next person to join the Stacker Club gets both. Because I only have one more rocks glass ready to go. Next person gets both. But then you get access to the next package, which is the card, the fizz glass, and et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, so I was putting together the I of course have a list of the Gentlemen's Club members, people who donated at the peak of epic manliness, the $500 donation, and then the Golden Otter Club at the $1,000 level. I've got a list of all of them, and I got to start collecting their addresses and whatnot to get them their stuff. But we're announcing what is coming in the next package. Well, Sin's announcing what's coming in the next package. I'm announcing what's coming in my first package. So
right.
Yeah.
So I think that is an incredibly good idea.
Yeah.
Why not get a Glencairn glass? Or when are we getting a Glencairn glass? Well,
You
I don't
like
think
Glencairn glasses?
Sometimes. I don't think you're in the club, Matthew, but a Glencairn. So that was obviously my second thought. We went with the rocks glass. A Glencairn was the next one, but Glencairn glasses are really popular right now. So they're like double the price of what they normally would be.
Yeah, Hakira's got a point. Who uses coasters? I don't know. Hassan Piker?
People who don't want rings on their tables and people who get the McKinley Club package that I only have a couple of left.
I know.
Because I broke one of them. Anyhow.
You've got a table that's worth protecting? Oh, look at me. I've got a nice table.
I think I might do fancier coasters for the next one, too, because these ones were not what I thought I was getting. Anyway, we're sending an extra $400 million to Ukraine. This was announced late on Friday. It's an extra $400 million.
I was in an okay mood, Sin. What the fuck? I didn't know about this.
Well, here's where it gets interesting, because if you just Google aid to Ukraine, it says it's $19 billion. Which we know is a lie, because in the past week, we've signed a $10 billion, a $1.5 billion, $500 million, $400 million, and then another $400 million.
Yeah.
It is. Akira said, "You have a table?"
Right?
I use
set
coasters
things on top of my fucking blue cooler. What do you do?
I use coasters because I'll be murdered if I don't. Are you using the McKinley coaster, Luna? It's a good one. So yeah, apparently only 19 billion, according to Google, including that last 400 million.
Yeah, right, Zombie Teddy. Americans pretty much own Ukraine by now.
I think
right?
we could have bought the entire country,
or made a wall along the southwest border 5 or 6 times over.
But
remember all the big to do around that?
I do.
Trump wants to build a wall. He thinks he can pull this many $1 billion out of Congress. He's out of his mind. Do you have any idea how fantastically expensive that would be? Fast forward a few years. Let's dump multiple orders of magnitude of that amount of money to Ukraine to support a, quote, democracy, which isn't anymore and hasn't been for some time. No, that's a great fucking idea.
And now there's...
Because we need to protect the integrity of their border. Hold on.
There's a comment in the chat. A cultist said you could buy homes for homeless people for that amount of money. The figure thrown around to solve homelessness is $30 billion. Would solve homelessness. $20 billion to solve poverty-based hunger. So we could have figured out both of those things 4 times over. We could have solved homelessness and hunger, made people homeless and hungry, solved it again, then made them homeless and hungry again.
I'm curious how you make people homeless and hungry.
You take the same amount of money, kick them back out on the street.
You kick them out on the street and then walk around Billy Club smacking the McDonald's value meal burgers out of their hands?
No food. McDonald's, right to jail. But anyway, here's our infrastructure while we're supporting Ukraine's. This is a metro station.
Jesus.
We aren't that benevolent. Oh, just look at this. It's a fucking shower.
Deluge, I believe is the word you were looking for.
Yeah, we have New York City Falls right here.
What infrastructure problem?
It sprung a leak, a little bit of one. But here is our incredible leader, being incredibly smart and leadery.
And I had these terrible headaches, was diagnosed with...
Oh shit, can you turn it up a little bit?
Oh, yeah. Oop.
and I had these terrible headaches. Was diagnosed with having anyway. They had to take the top of my head off a couple times, see if I had a brain.
Oh my God!
Diagnosed with what, Joe?
He was talking about a diagnosis of a brain
They've been
issue.
laughing since I can remember, but they're not gonna laugh anymore.
Real quick, he's talking about a brain condition, apparently, because he didn't really finish the sentence, that he'd been diagnosed with. The top of his head came off twice, and in the middle of saying that, lost his train of thought and forgot what he was saying.
Yeah.
What more could you ask for?
In
terms of like 10 seconds explaining the problem.
Hey, he was going to say something he's not supposed to.
Do you think he actually became aware that, oh shit, I shouldn't say the name of the condition that they thought? You think so?
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
100% absolutely.
Well, yeah. Anyway, I remember what happened to McCain once he announced his brain cancer.
People really like that tumor.
Thank you, Akira, for the 1075. What the fuck? This makes me so angry. A fucking Ukrainian TV actor is basically in charge of the world's stage and the U.S. Treasury. The only good thing Ukraine has is their strippers. Fuck! You're forgetting about their cam girls.
That's true.
Well, I understand the anger, though. I mean, holy shit.
I'm going to assume that Dono didn't got through. Tries again. I don't know who you are talking to, but I do not see anything on my end, sir.
Yeah.
You can't have a name with a space in it. No names with spaces. Apparently that's a thing. Speaking of, my next one up is the 2732. The next one. And why is my phone going off? Oh. Now,
before I'd vote.
Rogan nails it.
And I go, I would vote for Trump before I'd vote for Biden, just because I think with Biden, like he's gone. Like, you know, he's gone. You're going to be relying on his cabinet, and I knew his cabinet would be this fucking sideshow of diversity, and which is exactly what it is. I mean, that one person who stole all the women's clothes, that Sam Brinton, we highlighted on the podcast yesterday, like, that's a diversity hire. You just said, oh, look at this, a man who dresses like a woman and has a beard and a mustache, but also wears lipstick. This is perfect for us. I don't give a fuck what this guy's good at or bad at. I don't give a fuck what their credentials are. This makes us look like we're inclusive. This makes us look like we're on the right side. So let's hire this person. And you can't have those kind of people running a Ben and Jerry's. You certainly can't have those kind of people running the fucking most powerful government the world's ever known.
Yeah.
You think so? I don't know. Jesus Christ.
You know, the French are proud tradition of taking bits usually just above the shoulders off of our leaders. That's the one thing I will say. The French, Macron looks sideways at somebody and someone's throwing a garbage can through his fucking window. Macron sneezes backwards and somebody's lighting his car on fire. The French don't give a shit.
And while Britain isn't technically a member of the president's cabinet, I get it's worse than that. But I get the point that Rogan's making, and he's absolutely right about it. It's not just the cabinet that's a bunch of fucking clowns and diversity hires. It's every spot in the federal government, like the person that's responsible for the disposal of atomic waste that likes to steal women's clothes and then wear them.
Yeah,
so it won't just be the members.
Oh shit. Oh fuck. Luna for the $4.99. Second time if this repeats, whichever. But this one is my favorite British. What? This one is for my favorite British squirrel in the chat. TC, enjoy the coasters and Stuff Pun King. Stuff Pun King. I'm not sure, but Luna gifting out a McKinley package to TC. TC, reach out to me. Guys, let's get a cheer for Luna, and let's just replay that one more time. Woo!
Well done.
Stuffed pumpkin, I think. I don't know what
That's what
you
I was
mean.
thinking. Stuffed pumpkin. I was trying to. I don't know. But TC, you got it. I mean, that's fucking fantastic. Well done, Luna.
Guys, give it up for Luna in the chat, coming through with the big 500. He says that was worth it. Akira said, "Good job on that one, Polly."
Well, you know what? See, here's the thing. I gotta say, Sinatra's work
We're
on
looking
the
at
peak
sea
of
otters.
manliness is better.
6 of them here. That's fucking Obi-Wan Kenobi. We're looking at sea otters.
What are you saying?
The peak of epic manliness is just a little bit better. You did better work on that one, I think.
Yeah, but see, that one's not the peak of epic manliness.
No, it's not. But it's you're right. It's $1 less.
But it's
sorry, my 500 one that you made, of course. It
Yeah.
outdoes that. I mean, this is good.
Naturally.
But, you know,
I mean, it
yeah.
does. The peak of epic manliness is the peak of epic manliness. I think I want to call that one, I don't know, the peak of distractionness. There's something there. There's some
I'm
there.
trying to fit Axel F into it somehow, and I'm just working on it. I don't know. The name of the song, right?
There's something there.
Yeah.
Okay, well, we'll see. But Luna, thank you so much. Here in a minute. Oh, Disco Predator, peak of epic 80s. Wasn't it? Was that movie the 80s?
Yeah, it was. Late 80s. Predator, for sure.
Peak of Disco Predator. We'll just mix the two together.
That works.
Yeah. Peak of Disco.
Beverly Hills Predator.
Oh, there it is.
That's pretty good, Zombie Teddy. I like it.
Huh? It still spelled it wrong. What? Or no? Oh, it's because it's not predictor. Jesus Christ. Huh? Yeah.
I wanted to look it up.
Yes.
1987. Predator.
Beverly Hills Predator. Yeah, Beverly Hills Predator's taking it. Luna, hats off to you. I'm gonna have some gin here in a minute for that one. Valine for $6.99. The snow in the UK looks pretty bad. I'd make excuses to avoid the inevitable conversation too. Is it bad? Did they get hit? Huh. But TC, please do reach out to me. One more time, hats off to Luna. Thank you so much, sir. It's really appreciated.
Luna.
That means we have 3 left. Meanwhile, here's Kamala, however you say her name today.
In fact, I'm going to share with you a very simple story, which is that I went home one day and I said, well, why are conservatives bad, Mommy? Because I thought we were supposed to conserve things.
Discord, please. Discord.
That laugh. I don't believe whenever she says, "Let me tell you a story from my personal life," it's like, whose biography is this from?
It's 20 seconds. We'll let it play through, but it's mind melting.
In fact, I'm going to share with you a very simple story, which is that I went home one day and I said, well, why are conservatives bad, Mommy? Because I thought we were supposed to conserve things. I couldn't reconcile it. Now I can.
You think there's somebody off stage with a sign that says, please laugh, and a gun?
You will laugh, comrades, and a gun.
All right, let's get into the titularness.
Yeah, they do conserve little things like national sovereignty, individual rights, constitutionalism. Yeah, things worth conserving. You fucking moron.
Oh, Alamo. That real quick palate cleanser before we get into some very disturbing news. That's funny. The titular tonight was actually sent in by Corrine in the chat, but there's a story to tell with it. Bill Gates is now the biggest farmland owner in the United States. We all knew this. This is over a year old. We've known this. So just keep that in mind. I looked up, I tried to find an exact number of the food factory fires, and I could not find anything, but I did find this list from Politico that listed 95 food factory plants, but only until the middle of 2022. So about 8 months ago, that's when they stopped counting. So God knows how long this list has gotten since then. Mm-hmm. But when you Google food factory fires, you just get fact checks. This is the main news tab. You just get fact checks, unfounded claims. For some reason, a Bangladeshi bank. Destruction. Fire. Frequent fires. Fact check false. This is not evidence of a food shortage. When the first thing that pops up is fact checked false, this is not evidence of a food shortage. It immediately triggers that thought process. So you get right into this kind of thing. Unfounded claims about frequency and causes of fact check fires. So, of course, it's stuff that they're saying, oh, these are not on purpose. These are not on purpose. Neither is stuff like this that just happened a couple of weeks ago. 1,000 hens killed in a fire, and this was just like literally 2-3 weeks ago. Hillendale Farm in Connecticut went up in flames just mysteriously. But there's something new happening here. This is a new thing, and Kareen sent this in.
What?
Asian jumping worms are the latest threat to Ohio gardens and woodlands. Now, it's not just Ohio. These things have been here for a long time, but they have no natural predators, and now they are infecting specific farmland areas, and they do something to the soil that makes it unable to grow plants. You just can't grow plants in places where this thing is at. For some reason, this worm destroys soil. And it is only now, no thank you, it is only now being found in Midwest and Upper Northeast. So between food factory fires, Bill Gates becoming the largest farmland owner, now the Upper Northeast and the Lower Midwest is where this is being found. Places where Gates owns no farmland.
So you've got a theory that Asian jumping worms are being distributed in areas where he doesn't own farmland to increase the value of the places where he does?
That is exactly what I'm insinuating.
Mm.
My Alex Jones memory just hit the ground running. It's in the Upper Northeast and the Lower Midwest is where this thing is wreaking havoc right now. And apparently the young are just like transparent, but once they start growing, they destroy whatever soil they're in. I'm not saying that it's on purpose. I'm just saying that it's interesting.
And they have no natural predators?
Apparently not. I don't know how a bird knows the difference between one worm to another, but
right. Maybe
they're poisonous to the birds. Like, I genuinely don't know. I just think it's very interesting. It's just something to think about. Those worms are terrifying. Even if you chop them up into 50 pieces, it just turns into 50 new worms. Yeah. And why is it all from Asia? That's a good question. Have they not met my dog yet? Your dog's just going to get worms. It's just something to think about. We have, I assume, over 150. If we keep going with that 95 rate with the time, we have over 150 food processing fires. Bill Gates becoming the largest farmland owner, buying 70,000 acres in Louisiana, 20,000 in Nebraska, 17,000 in Illinois, 8,000 right here in Ohio, 15,000 in Florida, 1 in New Mexico, just 1 single acre, not 1,000, just an acre in New Mexico. It's just it's just activating the almonds, man. It's just activating the almonds. I don't know what to make of it, but my almonds are very activated at the thought process of this going on.
Don't get too activated.
It's just my pistachios are percolated.
The extra 100,000 hens being taken out. I was talking to somebody just last night who said, like, the whole, I get it, like the hen diseases and the destroyed farms, that's over with. At this point, it's just corporate price gouging. And I'm like, it's not over with, though. And no, it is. And I think, oh, no.
No.
Like, it's...
They're not going to reduce prices. They're not going to give up the profit.
They've been laughing since I can remember, but they're not going to laugh anymore.
Kara, thank you for the 1075. National pride, nature, family values, charity, animal rescues, real community outreach. But yeah, conservatives have never conserved anything.
No.
Never. No.
It's actually racist to insinuate that they do.
Yeah. And I mean, come on. National pride, you mean nationalism? That's evil. Nature, well, we know that Republicans and conservatives don't care about nature. They just want to poison it. Family values, you mean transphobia?
Yeah.
Charity, what are you talking about? The government is the one that should be taking your money from you and delivering charity. Animal rescues, we know that they hate animals. We know that to be true. And real community outreach. The only people that can create quality communities are a bunch of elected officials that live nowhere near the communities that they're attempting to engineer. So, Akira, you're clearly way out in left field on this.
Yeah, you should expect a knock on your door here soon, sir. The Biden, or the law enforcement wing of the Biden administration, is going to have to come talk to you. Going to have to come have a conversation with you here soon. I see TC sent me a friend. Oh, I have a bunch of messages over here on Discord. Sam, I'm sorry. I'm just seeing this now. Nope. But that's it. I don't have a game. It doesn't matter. So Polly wins.
Yeah. Fuck yeah.
Polly wins. Actually, the chat won tonight. The chat won. How dare we try to be Americans? I know. Fucking the nerve of you. That's it. That's all we got for the show. I'll be back here tomorrow for Tucker Tuesday. Make sure to keep an eye out for that one. And apparently the only way to kill the worms is to salt them like you would a slug. Put them in a plastic bag and freeze them. You can't just salt them. They have to be frozen. What the fuck? What?
I don't want to salt the earth. That's
yeah,
the
you
opposite.
literally would have to salt the earth.
That's how you got Carthage. I mean, how much viable agricultural land is there around Carthage?
Jesus. So we literally have to salt the earth to kill the threat.
I say we unleash the hedgehogs.
You have to unleash something.
They'll eat them. And the crows. I mean, because the beautiful part of crows, like assuming that they actually eat these things, because crows seem to be able to eat anything, is unleash them. A murder of crows, as it were. And then once we're done, they are crows, we'll just shotgun them all.
Weren't we supposed to be hunting something that was overpopulated? It's an old thing on the news that we talked about, but what the hell was it? It wasn't deer, was it?
Coyotes.
Was it coyotes?
They're way overpopulated everywhere I know. That's why you can't go rabbit hunting anymore, because the coyotes are just a wildly overpopulated population. Who knows why?
No,
I'm sure there are people that know why. I don't, but yeah.
We talked about it on AAA. It was one of your articles that it was something that was so overpopulated that they were just having people shoot them on sight. And you're like, well, let's go make a trip over to wherever it was.
Well, feral hogs.
Well, yeah, that's always a thing. That's perpetual.
Nilgai. Nilgai? They're a four-legged hoofed animal that originally came from India that is now a invasive species and way overpopulated in Texas.
It is a very invasive species. And too bad Drunkle's not here, because I'd give him the once over again on the him not believing that they were real. Just another guy said boars, and it might have been. I think it might have been coyotes.
Rats in New York City, Zed? Yeah, and in D.C. and Baltimore in a big fucking way.
Just another guy. Did you get your package? You should have gotten it by now. I paid enough fucking money for you to get it by now. I don't remember. Oh, whatever. Using it at the moment. Nice. It's anyway. Yeah, tomorrow, Tucker Tuesday right here, 7:00 EST. Keep an eye out for that one. And Wednesday, the AAA on Polly's channel at 5:30 EST, 5:30 AM Christmas Island, the 2 time zones that matter.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it, guys. Thank you for coming and hanging out. Thank you so much for the
thank you, Sin, for throwing together a show at the last fucking minute. Well done, man. Great show.
Oh, of course. Give the guy a wrench. Absolutely. We'll do that right meow. Boop. Yeah, we threw something together real quick. But guys, thank you for coming and hanging out. Thank you for the incredible donations tonight. Specifically, Luna, much appreciated. You guys, Friday here too, right? Yep, of course. We'll be here Friday. Just because Drunkle misses his day doesn't mean he's getting mine. Good night, guys.
Have a good